Automotive Reviews, and what we have here is the Acura Concept TLX Type S. Now this is Acura concept vehicle, and as you look at this design here, you see this. What they call this is the sculpting design, which is modern shear surfaces, and it's also organic sculpting performance and prestige. And if you look at this particular design, you see the windows back here. This right here is the brake light, and let's see if we can zone in on that to see how that is. They say the brake light looks like architecture with the way it's designed. As you can see, that is a great design, and that glass, that looks really nice. Boy, I think that would be expensive if it broke. But this is what they call architecture with the way that it sits. I don't know how that would do in production, but I guess hopefully they can find a way to incorporate this, because this would be a game changer, this design right here. You know, it always takes a manufacturer to come up with something like this to actually set the way and be a game changer. And this is what it takes, especially this design. If they can somehow incorporate this, make this smooth, and it could make production. With this particular design as well, you see how the exhausts come back here, how everything is made. Everything is sheer organic surfaces blending together. Now performance and prestige, where prestige come in is just the design itself looking prestigious. That's where that comes in at. Looking like it costs more money than what it is. But this is Acura, and this is Acura Design Studio in California. Now I'm gonna give a shout out to Motor Authority and Team Mellock and Auto Sporting. These are the articles that made this video possible by actually supporting me with materials to make this video and research to make this video about this Acura Concept TLX Type S. Now from this angle, you see that this is definitely an awesome looking concept vehicle, and actually Acura needs to bring this to the market ASAP instead of just waiting years and trying to develop something and actually make it more conservative and take away from this, as they have, which they did with the 2020. They've taken away from this, but they have not brought it all together. But basically what's going to end up happening is that other companies such as Hyundai and Kia are going to come out and they're going to trump them, and they're going to lose. Because when you have a concept that looks like this, you know, bottom line, you just need to bring it to production and just make it better, you know, each year. And you can probably, you know, include upgrades, you know, make the autonomous driving system sharper, make it battery, make it a hybrid vehicle, make it electric vehicle. Just change and keep progressing, but don't hold off. And that's what Acura problem is that they're holding off, and they're coming out with some things that don't, you know, it's not this what we see here. What we see here is a work of art. We see sculpting, we see a quantum continuum, a transfer of materials and structure, and you see everything just transferring, and just the body design just look like it's moving. Looks like the wind just don't even touch this, and the way it goes down the lines and the way that it does, just the, you know, you can imagine it wrapping around the car and creating a, you know, forces behind it as the wind. You can see the wind coming this way and sloping this way over the car. It's almost like it's shaping it over that, architecture style type of stoplight back in the back here. It's just, you could just see all the awesomeness happening, with this particular car. And the front end is just awesome. It's basically the diamond fascia that they're using. The diamond fascia, it brings a whole different look to it. This diamond Pentagon grille. It's just awesome, folks. What a beautiful headlights. You see that, and you see the shoulders up here. It's just muscular. It's like an engine in that hood that's like, someone can tell you, man, my car got a 12 cylinder. If it looks like this, you're gonna be like, oh, snaps. I believe it. You got to open up the trunk. And if it has the exhaust note, oh boy. But this is an awesome car. And you look at here, there's an absence of a B pillar here. And that just, that just tops this off. It's like pudding. It's like frosting on a cake. I was going to say pudding on a cake, but who would eat a cake with pudding on top of it? Some people would, but I don't find that too, appealing. But the absence of the B pillar brings in a flow to this car. It just flows. And if those windows were down, it would look significant, but there would be no gap. And I think your mouth would just drop because it would just be like, wow, what a design. And that front diamond shape is just, off the chain nice. And the lights, it's just, I can imagine the lights going out and how that would look. You would just be like, wow, Acura has hit it. And this needs to be out in production. This ought not to be a concept car. If you agree, leave a comment. Oh, these wheels are to die for. And this right here, this just arch right here, this gap, if they made this functional to the point where air can escape out of here and the pressure that's built up in here can escape some way and come out as cold air through here instead of warm air, that would be just awesome. Even if it was warm, it wouldn't make a big deal because the engine's been up here anyway. So as long as the heat escapes, you can see the big brakes. It's just awesome. I wonder if these Brembo brakes, but if not, it's just still awesome, folks. Just that diamond cut and just the design. And when things look organic, it starts to look like it's a part of the earth. That's why it's organic. And when cars start looking like that, with that would also top it would be to have an electric car, so it wouldn't leave such a big footprint as far as on the earth, and emissions wouldn't leave such a big footprint, and you just download with no emissions. But this car could go electric too. That would be really, really sharp. They should make different variations of this, and those wheels look like it's just cutting through the wind. Oh, look at those lights, folks. That's spectacular. And the angles. This is an awesome concept vehicle. The Acura Concept TLX Type S. And look at this. It looks like they're all just joining together. What a touch. What a touch. And look at it as red. The spackles. That took a lot of thought. If that go into production, that would be off the chain. And look at that. Now that is really, really nice. Now they say back here is what they call the floating rear seats. And again, that back center mount light that you could even see from this angle, and the absence of a B pillar. Now the large doors flow into the interior, so it's almost like you flow. And look at this bridge for the center. You can see right through that. Boy, that's breathtaking. So they need to bring this needs to be brought out. Hyundai's doing it with their SUVs. I mean, Genesis is doing it, not Hyundai, but it's still the same company. But they're doing it with their SUV. They're bringing it out to market, and this is what they need to do. They need to bring this Acura TLX Type S to market. They need the big change, and they need to be aggressive with it. This is definitely nice, folks. The way the car is, and just a different color. The red actually looks better. The blue, I mean, it's nice, but the red is just like. Let's go back and look at the red. The red is just sharp. The blue don't show the lines as much as the red, but the blue is sharp though. But the blue is a little bit more conservative. There's actually a difference here. I'm looking at the front. Let's look at that again. Yeah, there is a difference. I think it's just a difference in color. This is blue, and the other one is silver. And see, that makes a difference. The red is silver. That makes a big difference in the car because it brings more significance than this because it's the same with the body color. If that was silver, it would look a lot better. But again, that angle, it looks spectacular. You see the muscular front. You see even the red and the nameplate. This is really nice. Really spectacular, folks. Now these cars were developed again, like I said, in California at the Acura Design Studio. If we go back here, I don't know if these can look at the hand. They said the speakers in here. I don't want to. If I zoom in, I don't think it would show it, but the speakers are made out of real. The housing for it is made out of real wood. And I was like, wow. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that's spectacular. Look at that night look at it. That is sharp. That's the outside. And that's again the grille. What a spectacular car. The exhaust. Now those exhaust pipes are real. They're not like the other ones. Those are the ones that they're using now. The other one that we saw on the red one, they weren't like this. These are the quad exhaust pipes. This is the one that would have made it out to production. But this is still a concept. The back lights is also good too with the sharp surfaces at different angles. And how it connects up here. How this wedge and how this is the body color and how the fog light comes there. What a design, folks. What a design. And the valance here is just really nice too as well. And this is that carbon fiber that the Huracan used on a Performante edition. They call it the I'm trying to think of the name of the carbon fiber. If you know that name, it's in my head right now, but I totally forget the name. But Lamborghini started this, and that's spectacular to have that too. Gives that coupe look. This is when they unveiled it. That's the front angle again, same one we saw earlier. And these wheels are spectacular. You see the way that they've been milled and the way they've been cut, and just the angles in the design. That's sharp. Now this is an interior view, and I believe this might be the NSX. It may be the NSX, folks. But the interior architecture, now this is the Acura here, and I believe this may be the red one for the red lights here. You really can't tell, but this is a flat steering wheel, and it's flat on the top too with the 12 o'clock mark. And this is the infotainment center screen, and this right here is speedometer and all that. And this has the floating the floating touchpad right here. And I was thinking about that. I don't know if that would be good because if you're moving at high velocity, it's always best for it to be sitting down here because it's hard to reach up, and start messing with that if you have to do something. If it's down here, you can right away, mess with it. I learned that in the BMW. If it's right here, you can do it easily and still, not have to. You can still be accelerating. You can't be accelerating and try to reach for the floating thing up here. That doesn't work. It might work for the passenger, but it's not going to work for you. And the passenger has to limp forward to do it if you're really really accelerating and driving it aggressively, assertively or aggressively. But this is a nice steering wheel. The setup itself is just really nice. Again, they're showing off the interior. They're showing off the floating touchpad and the center stack here and all that, and they're just showing off the different screens. But still, this is quite nice, folks. And this is also, I think this may be a touchpad right here too as well. But I think they said it up here is where it is. But this might be, that would be nice if it was. But this is just their concept and what they're designing and the way that they're going, what Acura's going with their interiors. These seats are spectacular too, folks. This is the concept vehicle, and these are the seats, and they have that floating look to them. Even the front ones do. That's quite spectacular, folks. Especially that interior. That interior is really nice. This is the NSX, and the NSX is just that just tells you which way it's going, and actually the other cars should go this way. Just like the Lexus LC 500, how that's made. That's like a benchmark for the brand, and they don't incorporate it like this. If they did into their other models, I think there was still more because this is a floating bridge. And, this is reminiscent too, again, of the Porsche 918 Spider. Because they have it, but it goes up a little higher. But this is the same thing, the same theme. But it's cool to bring that to this, and this is a sharp car, folks. I tell you, if my money was right, this baby would be in my driveway. But again, with you guys' support, and something happens, and keep subscribing, and who knows, I'll be able to bring more live videos and be able to get, someday have a fleet, and just then you can see everything. We can go on some drives together and get some Trek days and have some fun. But what a navigation, folks! This is spectacular. Just look at that. This is the design all coming together, and this right here is the concept TLX Type S. This is the interior, and you can see, you could actually, if it was at a different angle, you could actually see right up under this and through the car. And this right here is carved from wood. This is the speaker I was telling you about earlier. What a significant car, folks. What a design. And I love that blue, that leather. It's just really sharp. And the steering wheel, this is really sharp. And they're going to bring this to the NSX before they bring this to anything. That's going to end up going to the NSX. So what's going to happen with the NSX as far as the design. It's going to be spectacular, folks. And this again is this was just showing you guys the Acura concept TLX Type S, and just so you can see it and enjoy it if you haven't seen it on the internet. And this is just again, thanks to Auto Sporting and Motor Authority and Team, I believe the site is called Team Melick. Thanks to them that I was able to bring this to you guys. It's great doing research and actually bringing this to you and doing the research for you so you don't have to do it. And hopefully I can get all the makes, all the models on this site, and you can just come here and just peruse it. Again, thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe and share. This is the Acura Concept TLX Type S.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more interesting videos.